this evening or today, whichever time you're watching this video, I just decided to go ahead and define this hair. I've been wearing this hair for about 3 weeks now, so next week I will be doing my 1 month review on it. So right now all I'm going to do is take my water bottle that has a little bit of conditioner in it. I'm going to spray it down, and then I'm going to come through with my knockoff Denman brush. I don't think I'm just going to sit here and talk through, but I don't know. We'll see how my mood is. I guess I could talk about it being the end of the year. It's already December, and it's almost like, where did the time go, you know? It's crazy. It's almost 2017. It's almost January, which means my birthday is going to be here quickly. My birthday is in February, and I am going to be 36 years old. And I'm excited because it's like 36 puts me closer to 40. And I'm ready to embrace it. Honey, I'm ready to go ahead and be like, yep, I'm 40. Anyways, what are you thankful for this year? What are you thankful for? Like, what is the one thing you can look back on and be like, you know what, I'm really thankful for that. I'm glad that happened. And what is something you wish you could have done differently? Me, I've been working for myself, so I'm really grateful for that. And I kind of wish, when it comes to YouTube, I just wish I would have been more involved with it, I guess you could say. Because I've had this channel for 6 years. 6 years, and I don't have that many followers because I've never been consistent with it. But now I'm going to get consistent with it because I think being consistent plays a really big part in the success of being on YouTube, honestly. So, it seems like apparently people like videos when you're talking. So, I'm not really sure what to talk about in my videos because I'm not sure what people want to hear. I think that's the main thing. Seeing as how I'm fairly new to this YouTube family, well, not necessarily new, because like I said, I've had my channel for about 6 years, but because I'm now getting into it unlike I did before, I'm not really sure what I would talk about. So I guess I can just kind of cover the basics of who I am and what I hope to achieve from my channel. So, as the name of my channel is, it's Aeija Blue. Now, Aeija Blue, that is my industry name. Now, you may say to yourself, industry, huh? Well, what is it that you do? I do a lot, actually, and what a lot of people don't understand is you can be in the industry without being known. So with that being said, as far as the industry goes, I act. I have modeled, which I'm going to get back into that. I do sing. I write. I direct. I do all of that. I'm a jill of all trades. I love it. So, in 2010, I believe it was, I decided I wanted a name completely separate from my birth name. I wanted to create a whole new person for the industry side of me. So a friend of mine, she was like, well, you know, I was going to open up a restaurant one day and I was going to call it Aeija Blue. She was like, if you like the name, you can have it. So I kept saying it over and over again in my head, and you know, it was kind of catchy. So what I ended up doing is writing down several different ways to spell Aeija Blue, and then I asked a couple of people which one did they like the best. So I wrote down 5 different ways to spell out Aeija Blue, and I had people pick out their best, the one that they liked the best. Of course, ultimately, I made the final decision on that, but you know, a lot of people, they chose the way I spell it now. I just thought it was different and unique and eye-catching. So the name Aeija Blue was born. Now I've been singing longer than I could speak, according to my mom. She thought I was singing before I was talking. But at some point in time in my life, I ended up with stage fright. I have no idea why. I have no idea what ended up happening, but I grew up in the church choir. I had no problem singing with the choir. So I don't know where stage fright came from. But I remember when I was about, I had to be 13 or 14, and I lived in Arizona. And you know, during the summertime or springtime, they would have an event where everybody just kind of, I think it was Central Avenue. I can't think of what the name of it was, but they would like block off Central Avenue, and they just had all sorts of festivities going on. So they actually had like a karaoke, it wasn't a tent, it was just like something set up to where you could go and sing. And my mom was like, go sing. I was like, no, I don't want to sing, And she was like, why not? I was like, no, I just don't want to do it. And she tried in all her might to get me to sing. And when I tell you, I was crying and I ran off and I hid and everything else. Now that I think about it, it was kind of embarrassing. I think it was more embarrassing for the way I was crying and carrying on versus if I would have just stood my ass there and sang. But I just had serious stage fright. So throughout high school, we had talent shows and talent contests. And I promise you, every year I would sign up for this damn talent contest and came up with every excuse not to go through with it. And I really hate that I did that. I regret that. If I could change things, I would have gone through with every talent show and just did it. So when it comes to singing and you have a voice, it's like just do what you love to do. Just use your talent. Let the world see your talent. So let's fast forward to when I'm an adult and how I got into the modeling. I had a bright idea to go ahead and get into acting because I've always been a character. I've always been into role playing. I didn't think anything of it when I was younger and I used to act out little things. I didn't. So I was living in Chicago and I auditioned for something. Of course, I've never been to school for acting. I don't have any of that training, so I didn't get the part that I auditioned for. However, you know, I knew then that it was in fact something I wanted to do. And also while I was in Chicago, I was supposed to be a part of somebody's little label or whatever, and you know, I was trying to get into not having that stage fright, but that just kind of fell through. That's a long story and we'll share that for a different time. So I ended up in Texas, and that's just kind of where everything just kind of changed for me. I tried out for I don't know where I found out about it, but I was looking to act in something. So when I got there, it actually was a modeling thing. Now I'm only 5'2", but you know, when I go to any type of audition or anything, I get kind of jazzy. I throw on my heels, you know, I'm strutting. So they thought I was taller than what I was, and they had me walk. Never walked a runway before, so they had me walk, and they loved my walk. So I put out the paperwork and stuff. I put down 5'2", and they're like, "You're only 5'2"? I was like, "Yeah, I have my heels." But because they enjoyed my walk so much, they told me to go ahead and be on the show. Which in that show, there ended up being a segment where they had 4 of us ladies sing. I was nervous, but I did it. But that was after I had got over my stage fright. Now, how I got over that, it was just something clicked. Something clicked. I actually had met someone and we got together to perform a song together, and when I got up there, I choked. I'm not gonna lie, I choked. My voice was not having it. So the next time it came to perform, I wasn't supposed to. We had arranged it to where I didn't have to be on the song, but he looked at me and he could see in my eye that there was something there. So I went on ahead and opened up and I did my thing. And since then, getting on stage is nothing. Well, at that time, getting on stage was nothing. I actually walked away from it for a little bit. So now when I think about performing, I do get a little bit nervous. And I think more so now because not only do I write my own stuff, but I'm recording it myself. I'm also mixing it myself, and I go through with the mastering as well. So it's a little bit more pressure on me because, you know, if you mix and master a song incorrectly, it's gonna sound like trash. So yeah, but I am gonna get back into performing very, very soon. I actually want to break back out around my birthday. And right now I'm working on an EP, and if I could, I would do a listening party on my birthday, but I think I want to do that around Mother's Day. Do a nice little listening party, relaunch of Aeija Blue is what I think I want to do. Now the acting and the directing, like I said, I've always liked it. My very first time acting, it was a play, and I absolutely loved it. I actually talked about it on my page when it came around. It was called Behind Closed Doors, and I loved it. I've done 2 plays. One, I was the lead, like throughout the whole play. In the very last play that I did, I've done several short films, acting and directing. I have one short film on my page that I wrote, directed, starred in, produced, all of that. I never wanted to be that person that did everything in their short film. It just kind of happened that way. And when it comes to that, I actually enjoy directing. I absolutely love it. Just to see my vision come to life and I'm the one directing it, I absolutely love doing that. So I think that's something I'm going to stick to. But like I said, right now, it's just a process, because when you want to do something, when you're passionate about something, you cannot expect everything to just take off all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. You got to take baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to walk before you run. Like, you really just have to take the steps to get to where you want. And a lot of people don't understand that in the industry. They feel like, oh, you're a singer, okay, you must have money. No, that phrase, starving artist, that just doesn't apply to the artists that draw or the artists that paint. That applies to all artists across the board. The models, the singers, the dancers, the actors, the writers, the producers, the directors. That applies to everyone all across the board when they say starving artist, because when you start out, you don't have the money. Unless you actually have the money to get into the business like that, then yeah. But if you're starting from the bottom, literally working your way to the top, yeah, you're a starving artist. A lot of people that you may know that act and model and everything, they have 1 or 2 jobs that they're doing, regular shit. That's why a lot of these actors and actresses and people, they be like, did you know that they were a bartender before they were a big star? Or did you know they used to strip and all this other stuff? Because a lot of people, they're doing that stuff because they have to. And it's like, you have to have money to make money. And that is a very true thing. But I think I'm gonna do more of these videos where I talk and just kind of pick a subject I want to talk about and just talk about it. I think that's what I want to do. And as you can see, I finished defining the hair. I still love the hair. Next week is when I will come and do my 1 month review on this particular hair. And this is the Lavy hair. It is 10-inch deep European deep curly hair from Lavy Hair. So 1 month review coming next week. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Comment below if you want me to do more videos where I'm actually talking to you. Matter of fact, hit the subscribe button also, and also hit the bell so you never miss a notification of when I actually come back. Also, as I've mentioned before, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I am going to go ahead and go live. I am looking forward to that. I'm excited about that. I used to do Ustream a couple years ago, and I enjoyed Ustream. So let's go ahead and get my channel popping. Help me get subscribers. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Put the buzz in somebody else's ear so that you can have my channel grow. And also remember, if you sub to me and I have not subbed to you, I will sub back. I'm all about uplifting each other. I am all about supporting each other. I am all about all of us growing together. This universe is big enough for all of us to go to the top. So keep it sexy, keep it classy, but most of all, keep it real. And until my next video, I holla.